subscribe. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Mind Break. Glad you came, guy. Let's talk about it. I come across this one article about disrespectful women, or this one video about disrespectful women, and it gives a prime example of, why we don't like y'all. I mean, we love women. Don't get it twisted. We love y'all. But what most of us men, I like to think we ain't with the arguing and the bickering and all that. This is not a competition, not whatsoever. Men don't go into no relationships trying to compete with their women, not one bit. And that's wild for you women to even think that. And I shouldn't say you think that way. It's just how you come off make us think you think that way. Because to me, it's wild. And I'm sitting here watching this video and I'm like, this is a prime example. Women can't be alphas. Let's get that clear. Women cannot be alphas. I don't know what the term is amongst women, but alphas is for men. I like to think. I'm gonna look that up just to make sure I'm right. But alphas, it's not intended for a woman to be an alpha. Period. Now, just because she's not an alpha doesn't mean she's not a leader, or she's not strong, or she's not mentally strong. She's just not an alpha. We're not going to be picking and choosing when you want your man to be an alpha. Because when somebody choking your ass, you definitely want us to step up there. Definitely. Because I don't see none of y'all choking out niggas when your nigga getting choked out. I mean, excuse my language, though. Excuse my language. But that's the thing. You picking and choosing when you want to be. You want to be led, and then you don't want to be led. And to be honest, we ain't even talking about leading you. We don't want to control we ain't into this to be controlling no women. Men just want a good love life just like y'all do. Quiet, peaceful, no arguments, And if you have some disagreements, you sit down and talk about it. I mean, how are y'all women just out here? How is everything you disagree with an argument? Why? Nothing can be conversated once you triggered. And don't get me wrong, it's for me in the same way. But this right here is from a male's perspective about the woman. From my experiences and a lot of other men experiences. But I'll check this out, because this is a prime example of why. And the young lady up in the right corner, her name is, I can't pronounce it, but it's Rivahttv. Check her out. And she gives a prime example. She seems like she's on the other side of the rim. She understands why a lot of women are single as well. And the fact that she knows this just tells me, just makes me think that most women know this, but you just continue to fight. What are y'all fighting for? Huh? What are you fighting for? What are you fighting your significant other for? It can't be position. The man is the man. The woman is the woman. And I'm going to go back, and I'm going to tell you how we got here too, but let's listen to this.
You're missing my point. You're literally taking it literally instead of reading in between the lines. If you're an alpha and you are comfortable within yourself in being confident, why does it matter if you're also with an alpha?
You know why that man is shaking his head? Because he's like, the audacity. The disrespect, the disrespectful tone. Just so far, we're not even all the way through the video, and I had to stop it and pause because she's leading with very masculine energy, and even taking a step further, even deeper than just masculine energy, she's very competitive. She's very argumentative, right? The way that she leans back in the chair is like, yeah, I'm a man and I got a girl at home. Like, that is the energy that she's leading with. She's talking, and while she's talking, he didn't disagree, and he's shaking his head. She gets on the microphone and starts shaking her head very hard in front of him, like in a form of challenging him.
Are you driving way less than you used to? Do you have a clean driving record? Are you over?
Wow. See, I'm gonna have to.
Don't talk over me. And now you're getting mad because I'm setting boundaries.
I would've let you know.
You're mad that I'm setting boundaries.
Very competitive. She's very argumentative, right? The way that she leans back in the chair is like,
don't talk over me. Don't talk over me. And now you're getting mad because I'm setting boundaries.
I would've let you know.
You're mad that I'm setting boundaries. Don't talk over me. And now you're getting mad because I'm setting boundaries.
I would've let you know.
You're mad that I'm setting boundaries. Okay, and you're mad I'm setting boundaries. A real alpha, and I'm gonna just keep it a $150. A real alpha doesn't give a fuck who else. There could be mad alphas in the room. I'm an alpha. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me because I'm a leader.
We're not in a relationship. You're comparing regular people as individual alphas in a relationship.
And see, statements like that tells me y'all don't understand what y'all even saying. You don't even understand what you're saying. You're just making up shit. How did we get to the situation where we don't think with logic? You know, that's one of the worst things you can do to yourself in life, is not have logic. You're not going to always be right. You're not going to always be wrong. And it's okay. It's okay.
You're literally taking it literally instead of reading in between the lines. If you're an alpha and you are...
And there you have it. She says, instead of literally thinking straight, read between the lines. What kind of shit is that? What kind of logic thinking is that? And this is why y'all, I'm not going to say all y'all, but this is why it's most women downfall, and this is why they unhappy, this is why they single, and this is why they sons is somehow they boyfriends now. That thinking right there is going to destroy you. And you can tell it's destroying you because, hell, I got to say, at least 50% women in this country are single. A man, yeah, y'all single.
Comfortable within yourself and being confident why does it matter if you're also with an alpha?
You know why that man is shaking his head? Because he's like, the audacity, the disrespect, the disrespectful tone. You know, just so far, we're not even all the way through the video, and I had to stop it and pause because she's leading with very masculine energy, and even taking it a step further, even deeper than just masculine energy, she's very competitive. She's very argumentative, right? The way that she leans back in the chair is like, yeah, I'm a man and I got a girl at home. Like, that is the energy that she's leading with.
And I don't know where y'all think that was sexy, because if we got that same energy from a man, we would thought it's time to get physical. That's what men think. That's exactly how we think. And we ain't looking for no woman to be approaching us and talking in that manner because she thinks that's how we need to be talked to or how we talk to each other as men. But we're going to get to that point too. I got something to say at the end of this video to tell you how we got to this situation.
She's talking, and while she's talking, he didn't disagree, and he's shaking his head. She gets on the microphone and starts shaking her head very hard in front of him, like in a form of challenging him.
Because those,
or someone who's also strong-minded, contains leader qualities. I'm not done. Contains leader qualities. Is there something funny?
Yeah.
What's funny? I want to hear it. What's funny? I just feel like you haven't had a guest like this before, and you're just astonished. I don't know.
I'm not worried, concerned about you.
I never said you were.
You made me laugh. Are you mad?
No, is that what I said though? You just put words in my mouth.
I just made a little smirk, and then you mad.
I just asked you.
Listen,
are you talking? Alpha woman. Are you mad? Every time I hear that term from you women during a conversation, it's like that was your intention to get that man mad or get him upset or get him out of his character. So then you can turn around and say, well, you acted like this, and you just to turn around and be a victim. You get to poking the bear and poking him. And most of us as men we don't really pay no attention to it until you want to keep poking the bear. So then when we react, because we bleed now you the victim. That's crazy. What are you, Wonder Woman?
Don't put words in my mouth.
Beyonce and Jay-Z outside the United States.
I'm not done. You just didn't you say before the cameras came on we don't talk over each other? I'm not done though. So please wait.
Name me a Beyonce and Jay-Z outside the United States.
That's what I want to know. I'm not done. Like please, like I was just saying before I forgot my question.
Oh, you toxic.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
No, it's just y'all have to follow the same rules, the same way he.
Hold on.
But the same way
this is my.
I get it's your podcast, and I hope y'all don't clip this.
Look,
I hope y'all don't clip this, but all I'm asking is don't talk over me. And now you're getting mad because I'm setting boundaries.
I want to let you know.
You're mad that I'm setting boundaries. Okay, and you're mad I'm setting boundaries. You're mad I'm setting boundaries.
She had the audacity to say, and this is no slight to her personally. I don't know her personally. I know the qualities that she's presenting within this video. And that's what I'm talking about. I don't know this person at all. I don't know, any mindset of who she is outside of this conversation. But in this conversation, she had the audacity to say, "Oh, I just think that you've never had like a woman like."
I'm gonna let her cook, cause she got something to say right here, and it's a breath of fresh air to hear a woman even acknowledge this.
Like me on your podcast, and you just don't know what to do. There is nothing astonishing about a disrespectful woman. A disrespectful woman comes a dime a dozen. You can go outside, you can go up the block, you can go down the street, you can go to the store, the bodega. No matter where you go, it is very easy to spot a disrespectful woman. There's nothing astonishing about that.
Facts.
What I want a lot of our younger women to understand is that just because you are the loudest in the room, just because you are disrespectful, just because you are rude, does not mean that.
Facts. One thing men don't like is the loudest motherfucker in the room. We don't like him. We can't stand him. We know he looking for attention. We know he trying to be the baddest motherfucker in the room. We don't like that shit. That shit corny as hell to us.
You are a leader. It means just that you are disrespectful, that you are rude, and that you are the loudest person in the room. Just because you raise your voice when somebody else is talking and, they're speaking and you try to, disrespectfully tell them, let me finish. I'm not done. Didn't you say it's their show? Common decency would just understand that you can't go into somebody else's stuff and start telling them how they have to do whatever it is that they're doing. If it's somebody else's platform that you're on, you would know that regardless of anything, they have the right to speak whenever they feel like it. They can cut you off. They can tell you to hold that thought. They can do whatever it is that they want to do because it is their program. If you cannot get with the program, then you don't have to be there. What I found was very ironic is that me trying to dig through and sift through this situation to understand what the conversation was actually about, it's ironic that she ended up proving their exact point. The point was the point that was trying to be made was that a man who is a strong leader, a quote unquote alpha male, does not want to be in a relationship with a woman who is, trying to necessarily compete with him. Her saying all of her alpha qualities and then presenting this way is the proven example as to why a man would not want to team up or be in a relationship with a woman who identifies as a quote unquote alpha female and presents the same exact way that this woman is presenting. If a man is very strong and firm in his masculinity, it has nothing to do with him being insecure or fearful or anything.
Somebody wife this woman. She gets it.
Like that. It has to do with what is going to be his match. For example, I always use the battery analogy. When you put batteries into a remote, you have to put the plus and the minus and align it in its direct spot. And you have to put the minus and the plus and align it in its direct spot. If you have the one that's supposed to be the minus and the plus that's supposed to be up.
Yeah, I'm not going to let the video go on too far, but you get the gist of it. And like I said, after this video, I was going to tell you how we got to this point. Well, back in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, there was a trend going around when we were in school that where girls didn't like hanging around other girls. They slowly started drifting away from each other. So where did they end up hanging out? With the guys. So if you hanging amongst the dogs, you eventually will become a dog. You will bark like a dog. You'll sniff like one. It's all the same. So, for all you young ones, your grandmama, your mama, they was hanging with us. And they thought, and this is just my belief, and they thought how we handled each other as men, they thought, hey, he probably would like me more if I did the same thing. Because we was always with our guys every day, in and out with the guys. So I'm thinking the women just sitting back like asking themselves is why they with their guys all the time? And not with me, like they with their guys. Well, it's a few things. In the 90s, it was the game, the drug game. You know, that's what kept most males sticking together and in groups and whatnot. It wasn't nothing else. Because I'm telling you, if we wasn't hustling or nothing, we would have rather been at home with y'all. That's for sure. There wasn't nothing out here in these streets. All we caught was cases and headaches. That's it. So, as time went on, women gradually and effectively start acting like men. Start taking on the same demeanor. You know, grabbing a nut, grabbing the crotch of their pants and, you know, dressing like us, you know. And to be honest, that never was a good look for y'all. It never was sexy. You know, men are men for a reason and women are women for a reason. Women, nature, nurture. The world needs that, including the man. We don't need y'all to be us. We don't. Y'all don't need to be us. Y'all got your own lane. Y'all got these transgender folks trying to extinct y'all. You know what I mean? Trying to take the word woman or identify as a woman. No, well, to each his own on that. To each his own. I don't have a fight in that thing, but I do believe you have the right to identify whatever you want to identify as. I'll just leave it right there. But we never intended for y'all to act. We never intended your mothers and grandmothers to act like us. You know, and when they came around during that time, the nature nurture would have been good enough. But the fact that they couldn't nature nurture because the women wasn't hanging with each other. So they adapted. They adapted what was around them, which were men or young men. You know? And that's why we're in the situation we are in today, for that matter. Now go back and ask your mama and them who was they hanging out with when they was 15, 16, 17, 18. Ask them. Ask them. There's a reason why your mama listened to Too Short and shit like that. She was hanging with the boys on the block. That's what we did. Now, I see more young ladies hanging together than I ever have seen before. That shit wouldn't happen in 30-something, whatever years ago, 30, 40 years ago. That's wild. We need to change. And I'm not saying, ladies, you to blame, because we both to blame. We're both to blame for these actions. All I'm saying is, can we get it together? If we put logic on the table, shit, we'll be all right. It's not a competition, ladies. We ain't trying to win shit. We ain't trying to win nothing but the girl. Shit. And then when we get the girl, we definitely ain't trying to compete with you. Shit, we trying to show you off. Fuck's you talking about? Being combative, it never got you nowhere. Anybody. Nobody wants to deal with somebody who's combative all the damn time. Or every time they don't hear something, or every time they hear something that they don't like, it's an attitude problem. Come on now. I feel we too old for that. You know? Why everybody feels some kind of way about something? Triggered. It's like what I like to call it. But I don't want to get too far off topic, but disrespect, we don't like it in women, we don't like it in men, we don't like it in kids. I mean, and that goes both ways. Women, in my experience, they would say, well, treat a person how you want to be treated. Well, women, go back to that. Treat a motherfucker how you want to be treated. We adapt as men. I'm telling you. But the problem I think some of us men is also having is that for every 1,000 things we do, that 1,001 thing we did wrong, that's all we gonna hear about it. So then we shut down. Because we don't want to argue about that shit. Because it ain't never that serious. We can talk about it, but we don't want to argue. I'm not sure where this road gonna take us in the future. But I definitely know we're going down the wrong path. And we all too triggered. I'm not gonna just put that on women. We all disrespectful as shit. Everybody. And we need to get a hold of that. And this is one reason why our kids is out here wild. Because they ain't seeing, they're not seeing what they need to see out of us. What they're seeing is themselves. Because we doing shit like them children. Disrespectful to each other. How is we disrespectful as grown people to one another? That's wild. But again, I'm drifting off the topic. I'm going to keep keep it right there. And yeah, that was just my take on that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. Travis Kane, Mind Break.